But blue skies do I see.
Greetings, welcome to the Prime Directive. I'm your host Jefficho, and my co-host as always, Chris. Say hi, Chris.
Hello.
So, Chris, that Star Trek Picard pilot episode, pretty disappointing, eh?
No, I can't do it. It was amazing. It was good.
It was pretty awesome.
It's just that you are the fifth woman to ask me that question this morning. All I require is to sit in the sun, read my book, alone.
That was great.
Yeah, that exceeded my expectations. I was, a little concerned.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, I think there's when you're pulling something as big and well respected as Captain Picard out of the works, there you gotta be a little worried about oh man, what are we gonna do with this?
Yeah, when that opening credit thing rolled and then you saw Star Trek Picard, I'm just like, oh, disco font. I'll get you.
Get you, disco font.
Yeah.
No, I think that's about where the similarities began and ended.
There's that shuttle we're gonna see soon.
Okay, whatever.
Disco shuttle.
Whatever.
Repurposed tie.
Yeah. This, I think, totally alleviated all the fears that we had just from the quick Children of Mars one, where it looked and felt like disco.
Is this going to end? And then it's like, oh shit, it ended.
Yeah. No, but we got that, the Children of Mars, when we were talking about that, and it's like, this kind of looks and feels like Discovery, but Picard looks and feels like its own thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to have taken that aesthetic. And, yeah.
Yeah, well, it starts out with some blue skies, which is a beautiful callback.
Yes, they were not shy with the canon references, and even with some fairly deep cuts that I think we're going to get to. Yeah. That things you probably wouldn't expect, like the casual viewer to remember.
I honestly have to go back and rewatch it, because when he went into his vaults, I was looking down, writing stuff down, and then you're like, Enterprise C, and I'm looking up, and I'm like, where?
It was in there. Yeah, that's definitely something you're going to have to.
I was wondering, because we're seeing the TNG outfits on them in these little dream sequences, and we saw the Enterprise D at the beginning, but I was like, is there going to be an issue with copyright, this and that? But no, it's in there. It's in there. Yeah, Enterprise D.
Absolutely gorgeous shot of an absolutely gorgeous ship.
Can we just put it? No, it's already in HD. Yeah. Maybe redo the effects.
Can we just have this show on the Enterprise D? It doesn't make any sense, but can we just do it?
I know they're all older, but let's just go with it.
Yeah.
See, they're playing poker.
Mm-hmm. Classic.
Yeah. Data cheats at poker apparently.
Somebody's cheating at poker. There's definitely got to be some significance to it being 5 queens. Was it Queen of Hearts or Queen of Diamonds?
Maybe he's listing off 5 girlfriends that Data has had.
Maybe.
Because this is Data related.
Yeah, I think it was Queen of Hearts, but this is... I think you could either at this point go in the direction of it being a Q reference, because it's just Q, 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 or maybe it's like the Borg Queen being probably the most famous queen from the TNG kind of era.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Well, Picard doesn't want the game to end, and then Mars explodes.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, those shields were not up.
No.
It's all right, boy.
He wakes up with number 1 in the vineyard at Chateau Picard, France.
Mm-hmm.
Then randomly we just jumped to Greater Boston. You're from Seattle. What are you doing in Boston?
I don't know. What happened to regular Boston?
Yeah. This one's better.
Yeah, this one's just better. They built a new one on top of it.
Dahj. She's on a date with her boyfriend, and she got into Daystrom Institute.
Her boyfriend does not know what her major is.
Yeah. Well, she called him the boyfriend, and reviews were saying date. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, she called it. Yeah, she said boyfriend.
Yeah. Well, maybe she was more serious about it.
Mm-hmm.
He's just playing her.
Yeah.
Well, assassins take him out.
Yeah, that was quick.
And they're like, oh, she hasn't activated. And then he put a thing over her head, and she activates.
She activates. If she was this dangerous, I feel like they went about this in a terrible way.
Yeah.
Maybe just get her to a safe location.
Feel around her ribs. I'm just saying.
Oh, no, I think it was in her back.
Oh, I thought it was in
the
ribs.
back.
But,
okay.
he was ticklish, and he accidentally deactivated him. Very River, eh?
Yeah, that was an extremely River thing to do. I guess that's just going to be what I think every time a little girl beats people up. It's going to be like, it's River.
Yeah. Yeah. Get a little firefly shot. And like, if you're gonna have flashes of Picard, shouldn't it be like when he was younger?
Yeah. That's true. They did have pictures of younger Picard, but they gave us him. They gave us current day.
Yeah. Maybe, I guess, subconsciously she's been focused on him without knowing it. So we get our intro. What did you think? Classical music, simple.
Very slow, very simple. This doesn't have. This certainly isn't, the fanfare that TNG was, with the very defined melody and something that you're gonna remember. It seemed more like background music. Nothing really jumped out at me. It's just kind of doing it.
Yeah, I could have gone for some Picard like overlap voice of like, Earth is my final frontier.
Yeah, vineyard.
These are my voyages on the vineyard.
Yeah, right. Do that. I will say, I think I felt like the bit at the end where Picard just looks up and you sort of zoom in on. That's a little cheesy.
Yeah,
that's a little bit goofy, but whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever, I'm not here for the intro.
I was like, I want to see the ship fly by at warp 500 times.
Yes. Swoosh.
Yeah. All of a sudden he's speaking French. I mean, come on, relax. I expect a couple words out of you, but full sentences?
Yeah, he's retired now. He's got extra time.
Yeah.
He can go learn that dead language.
Seems like dead language.
Yeah.
Seems like number one doesn't speak it well.
Oh, well, they're trying.
They
practiced.
I love that he's a pit bull and that Picard is pushing that because pit bulls are just dogs, and dogs are not their breeds. They are how you raise them.
Which is a very Star Trek kind of message. And he does have, I think, a few rescue pit bulls in real life. Yeah.
And then if you raise one like John Wick, well, you got a buddy for life.
Yes.
So he's got two Romulan friends that work with him, Laris and Saban. And I thought their acting was really good.
Yeah, actually, I don't think I could really pick apart anyone's acting in this.
I imagine she's married to Saban there, but she was making eyes at Picard. She's looking pretty good for her age.
I was sort of wondering why anyone in the future really wants to work on Picard's vineyard for free.
Yeah.
But, maybe it's just like they got like the, the botany students or whatever. They'll just come by and get some practical knowledge. Or, how would you run a vineyard with no cash economy?
You could see there was a lot of machines there, and people maybe get some latinum on the side.
Maybe. Maybe something.
It's a good year.
Bad dreams?
The dreams are lovely. It's the waking up that I'm beginning to resent.
So, tea Earl Grey decaf. Were you triggered or was it just me?
Oof. We gotta find something to latch onto and have a problem with, and I will die on this hill.
This is one, I'm gonna stick with font, but I'll accept that he's getting older. Maybe he doesn't want the sugar.
Yeah, or the caffeine.
Yeah, the caffeine there.
Yeah. This is wrong.
Articles, complaints for this.
Yes, I would demand the fan base rally around this like they did the Klingon makeup change.
Get it
like this is unacceptable.
Get a public apology, be like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It was late in the afternoon.
I would have been up all night.
Yeah. So he has some video news people over for the anniversary of the Romulan supernova. I would have loved to see Spock. Just talk about him just a little bit.
Just mention it.
I mean, there's footage. Yeah. And they were asked not to talk about why he left Starfleet.
So what did they do?
That bitch, man, she just sideswiped him.
Yeah, she was awful.
I did not like her. And I've seen her in other stuff, and she played a bitch there. Totally typecast. She didn't like the fact that they helped the Romulans instead of Federation, which,
Yeah, that's kind of that's rough.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's kind of like, that's what would have happened after the Dominion War. Like, for me, when I was writing my own little Star Trek thing, I was just like, a Federation would be like, we want to take care of ourselves right now.
Federation definitely went through a lot of crap throughout TNG and DS9 there.
And it's all on Riker's fault. I mean, he was sent back to Romulus on the Titan there. You're gonna lead the charge, and then, shit. Shouldn't have done those experiments on that sun. And then she talks about the Mars synthetics, so we get a little bit of
apparently those were happening at the same time. Apparently, I thought those would be separate incidents.
Yeah, she mentioned Data. I was just like, this bitch.
This is going the wrong direction. Even I'm not ready for this.
Yeah,
poor Picard certainly isn't ready for this.
His record is out there. It was very distinguishable. Yeah. And so Starfleet is no longer Starfleet, and they withdrew their support from the Romulans.
I appreciate that. Honestly, Patrick Stewart was trying to calm people down, saying like, "Oh, this isn't going to be the same captain you remember, and he'll be changed by his experience." He feels like Picard to me still.
Yeah.
Like he left Starfleet because Starfleet sucked.
I mean, there was that line closer to the end or whatever.
All these years, nursing my offended dignity. I haven't been living. I've been waiting to die.
So he finally like takes a shot back at her, and she's like, he's like, "You're a stranger to history and
you
war."
don't even know what Dunkirk is.
Yeah. I was just like, yeah, these little Federation people that haven't had to grow up in a war, like, yeah, you don't know shit. I was just there the whole time during that Dominion War. I felt people's pain.
I needed it.
Oh yeah, tough day. Has some day drinking, and yeah, Dahj shows up, explains her attack. They both have this familiar feel about each other. It was interesting. Yeah. She's drawn to him like most women. Just saying.
Something about you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The housemates fix her up, give her some Earl Grey tea. You know, gives her the old Earl Grey.
I think that was the regular Earl Grey.
I think it was. Yeah. It looked hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's important. She has a very distinguishable necklace.
That was actually another thing. It's just sort of 2 loops, and everyone's like, "Oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah,
that's so wow, 2 loops."
Hey guys, we actually never made this necklace. I'll just do this.
Yeah,
there we go.
All right, yeah.
Couldn't have green sparkles or gems from another planet. Nah.
Yeah.
That's an unusual necklace. May I see?
My father gave it to me.
Lovely.
So they give her a room, let her stay there, but of course, girls got disappearing in the night.
She runs away. The dog was sleeping in her bed.
Yeah. Picard wakes up alone, and he's having a dream with Data, where they're both in their little TNG outfits, and he's painting a picture of a girl from behind.
We wake up, and we have our realization about what's going on here.
Yeah. He goes to his deposit box of memories.
Yes.
And
I'm wondering exactly how that is, because that hologram seemed to be fairly self-aware, but so what counts as a synthetic right now?
And then like she did the whole eye thing, like a synthetic might do, but like, you're a hologram. You don't need to do that. You have all the knowledge. Where's the doctor? Damn it. Yeah. So we got to see a bunch of cool stuff in there.
Yeah, there was all kinds of stuff. Models of I think the Stargazer was in there. A couple Enterprises. I think there might have, of course, the big Captain Picard Day banner, which I hope was the actual prop.
Yeah.
I hope they still have that. And I think he had like his big Shakespeare book in there. I'm sure we'll have to pause it and take a look at exactly what's going on.
Was this where you saw Worf, or was that in the opening credits?
Worf was in. Worf was part of the interview.
Okay.
They were talking about that. That I actually do want to touch on. So when he's being interviewed by the lady, she's talking about his distinguished service, showing some photos of Picard in the past, and one of them was him and Worf standing side by side, and it was regular Worf, and that's interesting.
Well,
because they've committed to showing us what Worf looks like.
They would have offended a lot of people if Worf suddenly looked different.
Yeah,
it wouldn't make any sense whatsoever. So we're happy Disco left their filthy paws off them.
Yeah. It also is sort of interesting that these two concurrent shows are sort of disagreeing on what a major species looks like, which that's a little weird. But we're also...
wait till you see Klingons when they're 400 years in the future.
Yeah, right, of course. Once again, maybe this can just be like... Maybe this will just be the Star Trek meme. Like, it's been 20 years. Klingons look different now.
Yeah.
Same as it ever was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, she shows up. Dahj, and she can hear conversations from blocks away.
Yeah.
And so they go running because people are coming. He also tells her, "Oh, I think you're Data's daughter."
Yeah.
And she's like, "No, I have memories."
Yeah. Memories. This is all very Ash Tyler, actually.
Yeah.
Yes. I swear I'm from Seattle. Nah, you're not, buddy. Nah, you're not.
Yeah, she almost killed him there, taking him up those stairs.
Yeah, I swear there was a stunt runner.
Yeah. I was feeling a little concerned. Like, he looks pretty gassed here, guys.
Yeah.
And then she goes full on kill mode, just takes out all these assholes.
Yeah, she just jumped like 100 feet to get to one of them.
Yeah, I never saw Data do that.
No.
His biggest jump was in space.
Mm.
One Romulan dude spit some acid green blood and she
That
blows
was weird.
up.
I did not know what that was. Like I don't think Romulans have acid blood.
No.
So I'm not sure exactly what was going on there, but maybe it'll make sense later.
Yeah.
These guys were clearly some kind of, a shady assassin group.
I mean, I the one spoiler that I had heard that there was 2 Dahjas, so I was just like, yeah, okay, that's fine. She's dead, but I was like, it was kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah. I didn't expect her to blow up there. I'm like, she's kind of the driving plot of what?
Yeah. Like I knew she knew the Romulan dude or whatever from the trailers, but yeah, now it all makes sense. So again, he just wakes up on his vineyard.
That also was a little weird. Apparently that's the state of healthcare in the 25th or 24th century.
Go home and use your medical tricorder.
Yeah, just go home, buddy. You're 90 something? Yeah, just go to the other side of the planet home.
They had the opportunity to take him to Starfleet Medical and have Beverly show up and be like, what have you gotten yourself into now?
Again, yeah. You're not getting away from your physical this time.
We're watching footage of you and there's nobody else around.
that also was kind of weird. I feel like it's probably been scrubbed.
It made sense. Yeah, I would assume scrubbed because it would make sense that they were wearing those outfits. So if they were like cloaked in that would make perfect sense.
Yeah.
Her, however.
Yeah, they said something like maybe she has a cloaking device. I'm like, I don't know. I think they got in there and scrubbed the data, but we'll see.
You know, if she does have a cloaking device or whatever, at least this is in the future, Chris, and I will accept that technology being created. But when Michelle Yeoh shows up with like cloaking like outfits and not have to get herself physically changed, I call bullshit.
It's an honor.
Dr. Jurati, thank you for giving me the time.
Oh, Agnes, how can I help you?
You can tell me if it is possible to make a sentient android out of flesh and blood.
Goes to meet Agnes at the Daystrom Institute and talks about flesh and blood synthetics and how it's illegal now.
And this is where we're getting all these deep cuts. We're talking about B4. We're talking about Maddox and his research and all that. So I'm like, wow, okay.
Yeah, we were. I think I said I was like, I doubt we'll hear from Maddox or whatever.
Yeah, but this is exactly up his alley. It's like, how can you say this and not mention Bruce Maddox?
So once they had the synthetics like banned or whatever, he disappeared and.
Did he succeed?
I'm gonna say him and Data made a baby.
Yeah.
I think somewhere before Nemesis, Data like maybe got a side message from him, and he's just like, "Hey man, like,
can I have a neuron?"
Yeah. Apparently, like B4's memories like from Data are almost all gone, and apparently only like a neuron is needed to like get Data's memories, which would explain why she's remembering stuff. So all pretty cool, and I kind of really want to see Maddox now on some asteroid field doing some stuff.
Yeah, he's just Dr. Soong again.
Yeah.
He's just like completely by himself building datas.
Hey, you don't know. Maybe he's got a female android girlfriend wife that's,
maybe
going to get haunted by a giant crystal in space.
One thing that I think we probably should bring up with regards to Maddox and building these androids is the TNG episode Inheritance, which is the one with Data's mom. Or at least the android replica of Data's mom. And this was
more agile.
Yeah, this was a very human-looking android, and I think she appeared human to most scans, and she had a pulse, and she believed that she was human, sort of like Dahj here. And with all the deep cuts we were doing, I was kind of surprised that Patrick Stewart didn't bring that up. But yeah, that might be a very interesting episode to look back on, and we'll see if that has any future references going forward.
Well, it seems like her mom knows, so I mean, maybe Maddox is her actual... No, he's a botanist. Yeah, so I guess she was just kind of placed in the family?
Maybe.
Honey, this is important. You have to go back to Picard.
Wait, I didn't tell you that I went to Picard.
Her mom, there's something wrong there. I'm wondering if there actually is a mom, or if that's just like part of her programming that she's talking to. Is this just like some some algorithms that are going on, because it did fuzz out a little bit when she confronted the mom.
Yeah, when she was just like, oh, like, go see Picard or whatever and stay with him, it was like, you didn't say that. I'm like, she's lying, but that's still really good advice.
Yeah, it's excellent advice, but...
We get to see Romulan ship, and it's headed into a facility. Very mysterious. We get to see Dr. Asher. I really like that actor from Penny Dreadful.
He really reminded me of Ethan Peck's Spock.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess they have the same
similar look.
Yeah.
And we get to see the other Dahj, who is called Soji. And he's picking her up.
Oh, yeah.
He says, like, you probably don't want it.
And again, he's like, ooh, 2 circles. Wow, what a strange necklace.
Yes. I'm from an alien world.
We don't have 2
galaxies.
We don't have 2 circles.
What does this mean?
That's nice. Your necklace.
My father made it. One for me and one for my sister. I'm a twin.
He knows what it means.
Yeah, he does.
We'll find that out. Yeah, and then...
There's the big reveal at the end there.
That is a nice sized Borg ship.
Yeah, and it...
I think because it's a budget, we can see how big a Borg ship really would be.
Yeah, the scale on that just kept going and was very impressive. There was a point where I'm like, okay, now we're going to see the cube, and then it just kept zooming out again. It's like there's just more
Well, you're
room.
used to that fast zoom of the Borgs.
Yeah.
Like, we're inside. It's not a 2-hour episode.
we only wish. Yeah, that was a great time. I enjoyed it. And I think one thing that I really, really want to emphasize at this point, because this has been my number one complaint about Discovery, was the pacing was excellent. We allowed these characters to breathe and have conversations and absorb the impact of things.
See, like one of the little like non-spoiler reviews I read earlier in the day was like, oh, it was really slow, and I'm just like, I wonder if it's my TNG blinders, because I did not see that.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm actually surprised how much TNG enhances the viewing of this. I think it's very difficult for me to have a look at this and say, what would I think of this if I didn't know Star Trek and if I didn't know the Next Generation? That's difficult for me to look at and
like I talked to a lot of people last week or so, and I'm telling them about Picard, and like some of them haven't seen Star Trek, but they're like, oh, I'll check it out. I like Patrick Stewart. And what do you like him from? X-Men?
Probably, yeah, X-Men.
But yeah, no, it will be interesting talking to some people in the next few weeks or whatever, and just seeing like, oh, like, what's your take on this? Because you probably don't remember a lot of TNG, and you probably didn't watch a lot of TNG.
Yeah, and which is why it is bold to do those deep cut references, but I guess you probably don't really need anything.
From an outsider, you're probably just like, oh, he remembers things. That's cool.
Yeah, I think the worst one would be the Data and B4 thing. I'd feel like you'd feel like you're really missing something there. It'd be like, wait, what?
Well, we know a lot of people didn't watch Nemesis in the theaters.
Yes, that was a problem. That was a problem for them.
Yeah.
Would you like to finish it, Captain?
I don't know how.
That is not true, sir.
So, final thoughts? Anything else?
Final thoughts? Yeah, this was a fantastic start. This was probably better than I expected, and pretty much what I was hoping for. I'm really happy with the pacing. Patrick Stewart can still deliver an awesome speech. You know, he'd give a smack down to that reporter there. I'm actually pretty interested in where this is going to go. I'm interested in seeing more of our supporting cast, because everyone so far has been great. And yeah, well, maybe we can have some reviews where we're not just dumping on things.
Yeah.
Is that even going to be a format? Is that sustainable?
I don't know. I don't know. Like, I have to pull out some unrealistic things for this one. So
yeah.
I like halfway through, I'm just like. This is weird, like, the acting's really good. And I'm just like, I'm used to Star Trek pilots and the acting being like, you know, we'll get there.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, like, even Discovery, which I was actually very disappointed with, like, how it started out, thinking, like, shouldn't everybody be really good at this point? Like, this is current year, and, like, but, yeah, no, this was light years above the Discovery. Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I'm just thinking, like, we just saw Picard show up on Whoopi's show The View and invite her out to season 2. And I was
bring all your buddies.
If you're bringing Guinan back, man, I'm very certain we're going to see LaForge. We're going to see a lot of people, and Will Wheaton's doing the after show, and he's going to be, be like, put me on.
Put me on. I'm a space wizard. Put me on.
Every week, I could just show up.
Yeah.
An oil-on canvas painted by Commander Data, circa 2369. One of a set of 2.
I think nostalgia's going to carry this show a bit, but I think the story so far is interesting enough.
Yeah, I am interested to see where this goes, just from a financial perspective, because this so far feels like it's made so much more for the Star Trek fans, like the committed Star Trek fans that have already seen everything and want to see some more continuations of what's been going on. And like Disco, I know we poop on it a bit. It's doing lots of things I like. It's also doing lots of things I don't like, but it's much more accessible for someone who's never seen Star Trek before.
Yeah, like I've got friends that are just like, oh, I really like Disco. I'm like, what's wrong with you? Were you dropped as a child? Like, did you watch the other Star Trek? Not really. Like, what the hell?
But I really want to see how this goes and how popular this becomes, being a product that's not afraid to cater to the more hardcore or just committed or seasoned fans of the show.
No, it'll be interesting. Like I said, it's only going to go uphill because like the director that does this episode does the next episode, and then we get 2 Frakes episodes, I believe.
Excellent.
Well, as always, thanks for watching. We did a Star Trek Insurrection review if you want to watch that too. Just saying. And next week, this is gonna be fun.
More Picard. Yeah, we're back, boys.
Engage.